Hey everyone, me Kevin here with a good news stimulus update. We've got good news from Trump, good news on COVID, and good news on the markets. Let's get into this. But first, how maddening is this? On Saturday, Donald Trump says we need a stimulus deal, just come together and make it happen. This comes just a few weeks after Donald Trump says Republicans, come up, pay more. All the money goes back to the American people anyway. On Tuesday, though, Donald Trump U-turned and called off talks, saying talks are dead in the water. On Wednesday, Mnuchin and Pelosi got back to talking about airlines and the Defrazio bill for $28.8 billion, which honestly, it's like, seriously, we need help for all the people, not just airlines. But then we also heard yesterday the Problem Solvers Caucus say that there was potentially a miscommunication as to why the deal blew up, and that a deal is actually much closer than we expect. Remember, Donald Trump blew up the stimulus talks after he spoke with Mitch McConnell, who has always been negative about making a deal around $2 trillion. It's no surprise Mitch McConnell would poke the bear and lead deals or stimulus talks to blow up. Mitch McConnell just wants to talk about the Supreme Court. He doesn't seem to care right now for a stimulus package, which is very sad. But Meadows was also on that phone call. But guess who was not apparently on that phone call? Mnuchin and Pelosi, who are the actual negotiators of the stimulus package. Well, guess what happened today? This morning, just in, Donald Trump on Fox Business this morning said, I shut down talks 2 days ago because they weren't working out. Now, get this, folks, and you're going to make sure you want your life, or you got your life insurance for this one. You can sign up down below in as little as 5 minutes. But Donald Trump says, talks weren't working out, but now they're starting to work out. We're starting to have some very productive talks. Nancy Pelosi wants it to happen. I don't think she doesn't want it to happen, Donald Trump says. And this is good for our country. We really need it. It wasn't our workers or airlines' fault. China did this. Donald Trump says, look, we're not getting anywhere. Shut it down. But after that, we got back, both sides, and we started talking again. And we're going to talk about what Donald Trump was talking about in just a moment here. But I do want to quickly just show you, this is the Webull chart. Look at this. Lemonade raging, 7.5%. Lemonade and Rocket Mortgage both leading today. Companies that I've been a big proponent of for months as long-term investments here. Tesla up 2.5% today. A lot of hopium today in the stock market over these stimulus talks we're doing, unless, of course, you're Domino's Pizza. But by the way, this is the Webull app. If you like this app, make sure to download it, deposit $100, and they'll give you 2 free stocks that you could sell and then buy your own stocks with if you want. But anyway, this is what they're apparently talking about. Donald Trump says, quote, we're talking about airlines and a bigger deal. $1,200 per person and other things. Now, Donald Trump did not clarify what the other things were, but we already know what the other things are. We already know that both sides are in agreement on money for schools, at least $150 billion. Both sides are in agreement for state and local government funding. Both sides, yes, have agreed to at least $250 billion in state and local government funding. We also know that both sides are open to at least $400 per week for unemployment pay through January 1st, at least. Democrats want more than the numbers that I just mentioned, but these are things we already know that both sides agree on. We also know that both sides are okay with $1,200 stimulus checks, $500 for dependents. We expect to see liability protections, money for testing, tracing, and treatments. We gotta see more money, especially with some of these new antibody cocktails that we have. They're expensive. And the more money we have for this, the quicker we can actually destroy the virus. And this is true. I'm not trying to pick sides here with Nancy Pelosi, but the fact of the matter is, if Donald Trump is touting a drug that he just took, it'd be nice if we had more money to get that distributed to other Americans, not just the leaders, the wealthy leaders of our country. Going back to the phone calls in terms of why the deal blew up, Donald Trump says, they were trying to get things and we were trying to get things, but I don't want to play games. And so that's when talks fell apart. But then he says, then we reopened, and I see the markets are doing very well. And I do think we have a really good chance of doing something. This is huge. We all of a sudden went from talks are dead, like straight out of the art of the deal, know when to walk away, to the art of the stimulus deal. Now we have a really good chance of doing something. This is an emotional roller coaster. It's honestly something that causes anxiety and chest pain. If only we had more transparency and we knew about this miscommunication earlier, maybe we wouldn't have had this disaster of a day on Tuesday. Donald Trump said, now, we don't get along. Nancy Pelosi impeached me over a phone call that was perfect. And then they start complaining more about Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi thus far has rejected a standalone $1,200 stimulus check bill. The only standalone bill thus far that Nancy Pelosi is okay with is an airline aid bill for about $28 billion. She also says it's hard to see a clear, sane path in anything that Trump is doing. And potentially this unpredictable nature that we're seeing of Donald Trump is actually part of his negotiating style. Nancy Pelosi did say that she believes Donald Trump wants to just send a check and wants to forget about money for the virus and other purposes. Donald Trump says we're cutting middle income taxes substantially if he gets reelected. That's what makes us successful, he says. By the way, the Commission on Presidential Debates says the next debate will be held virtually. When asked about a virtual debate for the October 15th presidential debate, Donald Trump said he will not waste his time on a virtual debate. Keep in mind, it is a candidate's choice whether or not to debate at all. It is their choice. They do not have to participate in a debate. Larry Kudlow, though, this morning said on Fox that he wants Trump to do the virtual debate. The vice presidential debate was yesterday. I posted highlights of the debate on this channel, but most of us believe that the clear winner yesterday flew away from the debate. Pence spoke for approximately 35 minutes and 22 seconds, and Harris spoke for about 38 minutes and 48 seconds. On jobs, jobless claims came in this morning at 804,000 for those seeking regular unemployment. This is higher than the 799,000 claims that we had last week. And for those seeking pandemic unemployment, those are like self-employed and gig workers, we saw an extra 464,000 claims. Both of those numbers add, so when you're thinking of unemployment claims, you add these two numbers. We're also expecting tens of thousands of more unemployed workers in the coming weeks as airlines, Disney, and multiple other companies lay off thousands of workers. On COVID, Trump says he doesn't think he's contagious. He's on day 8, and so far it looks like the Regeneron monoclonal antibody cocktail has done wonders for Trump. Think about it kind of like being infused with an army that's going to fight COVID for you. Regeneron has now filed and is seeking emergency use authorization for its treatment and will make up to 50,000 doses available immediately, which Trump vows to distribute for free, at least the first dose or first rounds, and up to 300,000 patients in the next few months. Eli Lilly is also seeking emergency use authorization for their antibody cocktail. We are also back up to 52,500 cases per day, but let's be real, if we can get actual drugs at hospitals that are guaranteed to safely and effectively prevent people from dying, then we might finally be able to get a grasp on this pandemic. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out the amazing programs down below on investing in stocks, real estate, and of course, making YouTube videos. Check out the links down below for Webull. Get 2 free stocks when you deposit $100. And of course, life insurance you can sign up for in as little as 5 minutes from your phone. You don't have to talk to anyone. Thank you so much for watching, folks. We'll see you next time.